Yeah, so hello, and welcome to the first ever episode of Fellowship Funchayat. I'm Vedant, MGNF for Latur district of Maharashtra, and with us we have five fellows from different states across India and distributed across IIMs. Like we had discussed in the the introductory episode, that we would like to have initiate conversations amongst fellows, and this idea had been conceived about a month ago during our academic modules, but it never really you know materialized. We had done a couple of dry run episodes and initiate like just we wanted to have a couple of sample episodes along with fellows from our own IIM, so that we could share it on the All India group and then say, okay, see, this is what we are doing, and then please join us. But that never really happened. Every time we used to schedule, and then people would be like, "Nahi, baad mein aa raha hu," and then they never really came. So finally, we have people who are from other IIMs, other states, and things finally fell into place. So thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, let's begin the conversation. So I'll start, and then maybe we'll start. And I'll complete my part and take someone's name, and you start with your part. Okay. So yeah, hi, I'm Vedant. I'm posted in Latur district of Maharashtra, originally from Pain Taluka, which happens to be in Raigad district, very close to Mumbai. So I have completed my bachelor's in law and done my postgrad in environmental law from NLU Delhi. And yeah, like there are 600 fellows. I believe at least 400 of them have prepared for UPSC at some point. I'm also one of them. So yeah, and I have lived in my hometown for 15 years, and then in Pune for more than 10 years, and now here. So sort of like if we have to if I have to remember my life from through vehicle registration plates, I've gone from MH06 to MH12 to MH24. So that has been my life. Okay. And over to you, one more.
Hi, I am Anmol Jaiswal. I am posted in Khandwa district. I don't like to explain where I'm from, but yes, it's a district near Indore, and we have a Jyotirling. It's called Omkareshwar.
Mhm.
And my background is basically I'm from Delhi University, Ramjas College. I did my BCom, but then I did my master's because I'm also a UPSC fella. Then I wanted to leave UPSC, and that's how I landed into MGNF.
Okay.
Yeah. And mostly I have been in Delhi, and after Delhi, Khandwa has been my home. Over to you, Kaushika.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you, Vedant, for creating this is actually a huge thing because such a thing did not happen for the past 10 months. As you rightly said, we are all colleagues, but we may never meet each other, at some point. So it's fabulous that you could come up with something like this. So thank you for arranging this, so this is Kaushika. I'm from Tamil Nadu, and I've completed BTech in Computer Science Engineering from Amrita University. And I graduated in the year 2017, and then I went to UPSC preparation. It was 3 years into exam, and I couldn't crack the exam. And then I was just badly looking for some opportunities. I had to land up in a job. So just like the rest 60% of us, I was also a UPSC aspirant, and that's when I I got this exam and landed here. So I'm posted in a district called as Dindigul. I'm basically from Coimbatore. It's close to biosphere, Nilgiris Biosphere Reserve. So that is something pretty much about Coimbatore, and I'm right now working in the Dindigul district. So it's past 1 year has been phenomenal. There's so much of experience that I wish to share. I think in the discussion, there's so much we'll all share about our districts,
Yes,
about our
definitely.
experiences. I think it's to come. Yes, that's about me.
Who would you like to pass on?
Yeah, Srinivas.
Am I audible? Yeah,
Yes.
Vedant, I should really appreciate your efforts. I think Rohit was also there part of this discussion, I guess. So once I was there in Mumbai and we were trying to consolidate something where comprehensively we can bring all the fellows together on a platform. Especially
Right.
our focus was mainly oriented towards the placements of the post fellowship opportunities.
Mhm.
But then, yeah, finally we have started it. Let us see where it goes and what shape
Yeah.
and what mold it takes further. So coming to my intro, I'm Srinivas. I'm posted in Sangareddy district, which is neighboring district of Hyderabad district of Telangana.
Mhm.
And I'm an IIT Tirchi graduate, and then I was again a UPSC aspirant. I was there in Delhi for 1.5 years, and then despite wasting my time in preparation, I thought, okay, let us do some distance PG. So I enrolled in Pol Science MA from IGNOU. I am currently like postgraduate in political science, and then yeah, this opportunity kicked off, and then I got into this fellowship. And so far, I didn't had any work experience. So while I was working newly in the district, I had a great, wonderful experience because everyone encouraged us. I mean, like at least me left me when I came to people to discuss about the interventions, not just in the district but also in the academy module also. We all know the atmosphere in the classrooms, the lectures, the debates, or the cross learning that takes place. So this was all a wonderful opportunity for me to learn, and ever since then, it took me around 8 months, and then now I have some clarity towards my career aspirations to make career in public policy. So that's brief intro about myself. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Srikar, please.
Yes, Vedant, thank you for taking this kind of initiative. Even though every fellow of every IIM is thinking to have an interconnect like this, so it was possible practically today, and I'm feeling really happy to be part of this episode 1. Uh, really appreciate your efforts. So coming to me, I'm Srikar Reddy. So I'm basically from Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh, but right now currently posted in Kargil district of Ladakh and assigned to the IIM Jammu, Indian Institute of Management Jammu. My graduation is in BTech Mechanical Engineering. So I was graduated in 2018. Later, I started my career in Byju's. So as in BDA, but I left it early, just after 2 months. So then later, the COVID came and I was there without nothing in my home. And later I got the opportunity in ISRO for as a graduate apprentice. So I did my 1 year apprentice in ISRO Trivandrum, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. So later I came to know about this fellowship, MGNF. So I'm having a great tendency to shift into this any kind of uh, social sciences sector. So I thought this would be a great platform. So I shifted, I applied for this and I got into this fellowship. So that's it. That's my introduction in brief. Thank you.
Yeah, Srinidhi.
Okay, so I'm the last Shri to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Srinidhi. So I worked for a few years as a manager in a worker space, in a maker space, and I was a designer and an architect. I wanted to move to environment and sort of policy in the policy space. So I thought the MGNF program is a nice way to start understanding this field. So I got into it. I'm from Bangalore, and I really wanted to get away from my hometown. And I think the MGNF was also a nice opportunity to do so for a few months. So yeah, that's me.
All right. So yeah, let's talk about our districts then. Because I'm posted in, I'll start then. So I'm posted in Latur district of Maharashtra, which is in Marathwada division. So I believe a few years ago, 2015-16 around, you must have seen a lot of headlines and news regarding the droughts and those water tankers, train which were sent to, it was this region only, Latur, Beed, etc., which was like severely drought hit. So yeah, and I mean, yeah. So the other part to describe my district, I was thinking about, and I was going to say that this is the best place I've had South Indian food, but then I realized there are 4 people, one from Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka and Andhra. And I was like, shit, no, you must go now. Okay, so yeah, and then other part is like this region is has been the birthplace of very prominent politicians like Vilas Rao Deshmukh, who was a cabinet minister, also 2 times chief minister of Maharashtra, and a few others. So I end up saying like yeah, you cannot spell legislature without Latur. So that's the importance of my district. And the things I probably didn't like is it's very heavily male dominant society over here. and women are relegated to playing roles which are very limited roles. So there is a more than 20% ka employment gap between men and women only that we face. And okay, one of the most funniest things I observed is, so we have this body called MAVIN, Mahila Arthik Vikas Mahamandal, so Women's Economic Empowerment Cell something. So every district has a cell and its director. For the last 20 years, there have been 11 directors, out of which only one has been a woman of women empowerment cell. So yeah. And then okay, the other things I keep on observing is like you see people driving cars and vehicles. Okay, cars, I have only seen 9 women who were behind the steering wheel so far. Like the last 1.5 year I've been with. So yeah, that has been my experience in Latur. How about you now, Srinidhi? Let's start.
So Chikkamagaluru is the district where I'm posted in, which is Chikkamagaluru, is one of the Western Ghat districts in Karnataka, and it's a part of the UNESCO World Heritage as well. And one of the things over here is that it's mostly plantation. So it runs on a coffee economy, I could say, right? And because of its World Heritage status, we cannot have industries in this district. So there's like a bit of lacuna in how the policies are made, and it doesn't apply very easily to the districts. And that's something I've noticed, and especially when there's no very solid push from the government for sustainability, and it sort of affects these districts like Chikkamagaluru, because very often I see that a lot of the policies are very urban centric, and they can be applied more towards in plain lands rather than the hills. So yeah, that's one thing I've been seeing. So I would like Srikar to take up the next thing, since he also sort of is in such an area.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, what to say about Kargil and what not to say about Kargil? Yeah, fine. So when we talk about the entire district, so actually in Ladakh Union Territory we have two districts. One is Kargil district and another one is Leh district. The seat of UT administration is at Leh, but Kargil itself as a separate district. It is here we have only the district administration. So the population is just 1.5 lakh for the entire district. The population is not even 1.5 lakh. In that, within that 1.5 lakh, we have almost around like 90% of the population is both tribal and rural. And one more thing is like the culture and everything. Whatever the thing is different when we talk about Leh and Kargil, the culture and language, everything within city is diverse in comparison to Leh. And the local culture will connect to the Gilgit-Baltistan region of the present-day Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So the language, whatever is spoken here, is spoken adjacently in Gilgit-Baltistan. The language here spoken in Kargil is Balti. So not Hindi, not Urdu, not Tibetan. So such an different culture we can see here, and all those things, things. And one more thing is like the LOC is just 7 kilometers away from Kargil town, whatever Kargil town. So यहाँ से आपको सब दिख सकते हैं। यहाँ एक चीज है कि before 1971 there was a village that is used to be as a part of the Pakistan POK occupied area. In 1971 our forces has liberated and taken that village under control into India, under the control of Indian Army and into Indian administrated area. From that time it is a part of India. So the people, they have some people, we can see the people there. Some people they were born in Pakistan and they were right now living right now in India. So such a really different story we can see. And the rest, the entire ecosystem is just, you can understand, like I can't elaborate things more and more. The population density is just 10 persons per square kilometer. So, and the district is like very vast, like the area of the district is 14,000 square kilometers. So such a vast district where full of hilly terrain, tribal people, rural population, and at the same time having a good potential for tourism. And the temperatures soar like reach in the month of January, I think in the Jan 15, the temperature has touched minus 25 degrees Celsius. So currently also outside the temperature is around minus 10 degrees Celsius. And there is a place called Dras. शायद सब लोग हमने पढ़ाई में सुना होगा. So Dras is the coldest temperature where the recorded temperature has reached like around minus 50 degrees Celsius once upon a time, so and so. So Dras is also in place in Kargil district. So we have a lot of beautiful sceneries when we talk about winter tourism, all this snow. Right now also, 2 days before the snowfall, within 2 days, the snowfall recorded to 14 inches. So almost more than a feet. So that is people still they're not satisfied because all the things here there is no water here, like there is no rain. So there in summers there all the agriculture and all these resources they are dependent on snow, which this snow is going to melt and that is going to convert as the source of water, whatever the riverine systems. So all the Indus Valley, this is also part of the water. These all these rivers will join. They are the tributaries of River Indus. So there's a lot of things if I keep on going. So I would like to, yeah.
I just wanted to ask, like, see, you are the only one on this panel today who has gone furthest from their hometown or district, from
Yes.
Tirupati. How was it for you to adapt to this?
See, really, it was difficult. Like whenever I heard about Kargil, so having some presumption like Kargil. Actually, we people from South think like Kargil is we just know Kargil with 1999 war. We don't think what actually Kargil is. So I have a presumption that Kargil is not an safe right place to go. It's not a right place to live. So I thought of presumption, making presumptions just like similar of Kashmir, like maybe there is some kind of militancy and all those things here. So different culture, different place, and I keep to know there are more so Muslim majority, some kind of disturbances will be there. But the real situation, real scenario is completely different.
Right.
And one more thing is I have I feel like I have got some good supporting DC, my district collector here. So he's a right person, young and dynamic person. He is also from Melghat region of Amravati, district of Maharashtra. So he's a very supportive person, and I, of course, I would like to say himself as a good mentor of me. There are so many instances I can explain about him later in the next conversation, next topics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, even my parents they are not ready to send me such a place like to Kargil because they also having some kind of presumptions like Kargil is not the right place. So maybe there is some just they will connect the similarity to of Kashmir. Of course, Kashmir is the adjacent. We have the boundary with Kashmir here also, but in Ladakh there is nothing like, particularly in Kargil. When we talk about Kargil, really Kargil is a good place, nice place, wonderful place where there is a lot of potential for tourism with full of peace and harmony.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. Who would like to take over? Anmol?
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
So Khandwa, basically when I came to this district, it was told to me that सिर्फ 4 kilometer बड़ा है. It's only 4 kilometer long. That's how the urban part of it is. But when I came and I traveled, there are 7 blocks here. I could see one which is drought stricken, another which has this amazing potential for tourism, another which has this beauty of agriculture. So when I came to this district, and one block is entirely tribal, okay, so we have Korku tribes who wear these beautiful artifacts and silver jewels all over their body and have these marks, and they have a different culture to tell about. So when I came to Khandwa, I fell in love with it because there was lots and lots to work and lots to explore. And moreover, I had a very supportive environment here because my collector as well as CEO Zilla Panchayat Nandam. So my first project was about soaps and candles. It was about making premium soaps and candles for the SHG women.
Right.
Like I started this project in the 3rd month of the fellowship. When people were figuring out, I got this opportunity because my the administration was very supportive. So I mended with NRLM. I did this project. So, I got this confidence to move out to different blocks and figure out more. And what is the funniest part about MP specific? So we have this CM helpline, okay? So sometimes people misuse it. People usually do. We see it. So here they misuse it, and there are a lot of complaints going on, and all the energy of the administration would go in resolving it rather than picking up some really key issues in the district. Had skill development been that specific to DCs and that specific to SSDMs, I believe मेरी district में तो बहुत कुछ हो सकता था. But yes, I have been given a lot of chances, and Khandwa is way beautiful. It's Nimar region. It has this Manna art. There are women who make paintings. So anytime a big personality is here, they are gifted those paintings which are drawn by hand on basically on a katha color. It's a brown color. It's called katha in English, and white color se painting होती है. जैसा वर्ली होता है. It's just little different than that. But yeah, Manna art बोलते हैं. So yes, so I got to explore a lot. I'll tell you more in the next segment, and I'll give the mic to Kaushik. Kaushik.
So I'll talk about Dindigul. So Anmol was actually, when Anmol was talking, most of the points that I wanted to share, she also shared similar points, because Dindigul is a very diverse place. It's one of the largest district by area in Tamil Nadu, and it's very diverse also. For example, we've got 14 blocks, and each block is different. For example, we have got Kodaikanal, which has got which is a very temperate kind of a climate, and there's another belt called as Vedasandur, which is very dry, and there's dry deciduous kind of geography there. And then there's another place which has got wet evergreen, which is dry evergreen. We've got so much of diversity in different blocks of the Dindigul district. So this is a very big, a good thing for the district, because there's so much of economic opportunities that can be explored in Dindigul. So that is one thing. Another thing about the district administration is that the district collector is very supportive. So even I started to work, I started to take up projects very quickly. And can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you muted yourself.
Yeah. So as soon as I got inducted to the district, I knew district collector is the person that I'm going to be with, and it's not the mentor, it's not the assistant director of skills, it's only the district collector I'm going to work with, associate myself with. So I could build a very good rapport within a few weeks, and he also started entrusting me with so much of projects in addition to skill development. I was not just focusing only on skill development. In addition to skill development, I was working on many departments. For example, when it comes to skill development, I was working for marginalized sections like transgenders. We have introduced goat rearing and poultry rearing skill training for transgenders, and for persons with disabilities, for disabled people, we were able to bring in a placement based training and then place them in the local industries or companies. And then there's tribals. There's this tribal area, and in Kodaikanal.
Voices, bro.
Am I the only one who's not able to hear Kaushika?
No. I think she
It's
has
the
some
case with
confusion.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Also creating an enterprise out of them. And empowering them to become rural entrepreneurs. So that was for tribals. So similarly, every segment of marginalized communities was selected and similar skill training was given. So that is with regard to skill training. And in addition to skill training, as I'm attached to the district collector's office, he entrusted me with COVID-19 vaccination projects. And there used to be prime minister's visit. There used to be CM chief minister's visit. There used to be some ministers visit. I used to be like the nodal coordinator for all of those events. So I had to work with so many other departments. Most of the departments knew who I am. I'm this fellow working under the district collector on skill development. So when I went to them for skill related activities, it was very easy for me to work with them. So I think working in other departments also helped me in a way to implement skill development projects successfully. So this is my journey in Dindigul district. Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, just Srinivas, I think. Srinivas?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. So coming to Sangareddy as a district, there is a huge impact of capital city on this district, and two of the municipal corporation divisions falls under the GHMC still. So it is a mixture of completely urban centric economy and the industrialized economy. Sangareddy is having second
Network.
have
Could you start
land
over
which
from
is
Sangareddy? Could you start over from Sangareddy is having second because your network got. You muted yourself now.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, fine. Sangareddy is having second something. Yeah.
Second highest number of industries in the state of Telangana, and Sangareddy is having a national investment manufacturing zone, which was being legislated during the UPA time. 9 zones were being identified across India, and Zairabad is one of the regions. And along with that, we have something amazing agricultural practices in the whole of South India. The blocks called Mugadampalli and Kohir have the most fertile land quality. So here people grow various types of crops. So Sangareddy is also one of the highest crop diversified districts, where the whole of Telangana is suffering with a problem of paddy cultivation. Sangareddy is one of the one districts where people practice various cultivations of various crops, and they practice multi farming. They practice mixed agriculture, and also they take care of both the dairy, poultry, all these things are combined. And there is a huge impact of Kannada culture on the western blocks of the district. And when it comes to eastern blocks, we have almost Hyderabad as an expansion. So that is the overview. Coming to my experiences in the district, for this first 6 months, I couldn't meet my collector because he was sitting there in the district, a bungalow, collector bungalow, and he used to resolve all the Dharani-based portal issues. So Dharani is one online portal where all the land records have been digitalized. So he used to always people used to say that all his 10 fingers are there on the 10 fingerprinting machines so that he can give access to all the documentations. So he was that busy. So unluckily I couldn't meet him in person, but later on we had one more we had a new collector. uh, I have presented in the two documents. One is the DSDP and the other one is the district emergent report. Because as soon as I came down to the district, I got to know that there's a new collector. So I thought, let us impress him with the DIR report so that let him look into the work so that he might, understand the, kind of work that we do. But then he simply took my report and kept it on the table, and he told my additional collector to look after all this kind of issues. So that was one funny part. It was so simple, so subtle that I couldn't even recognize. After coming out of the room, I thought that "Arey yaar, I unnecessarily took an appointment and I wasted, so much of his time and others' time as well. So that's one thing. And coming to my work in the district, I'm trying to strengthen the skilling ecosystem and the entrepreneur ecosystem. There's a huge scope because Sangareddy itself has 8 municipalities, and the population is also growing very rapidly. I think there will be a huge, rise in the population in comparison to 2011 census. So Sangareddy has its own market basically. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Thank you. I believe some of us have already spoken about the work in our district, but yeah, the projects that I'll start with the projects that I'm currently handling. There are a couple of them in terms of the environment. Circular economy is something that I am a bit passionate about, and I had proposed a project back in the month of May 2022. So it was regarding recycling of plastic and then upcycling them to make paper blocks and etc., which I had kind of seen on YouTube videos. And Maharashtra State had an innovation society where I had randomly casually proposed it, and they actually liked it. So I proposed it to the district collector, and like, okay, yes, please get this thing running. But then I have been waiting and waiting for the thing actually to get running, because there are a couple of clearances that are expected to go along with it, because before installing them you actually have to, the PWD department and engineering, etc. So that has been lagging. Second part is, I believe you guys must have heard about the life mission proposed by our Prime Minister, lifestyle for environment. So how to bring circular economy practices into people's daily lives, like sort of make people habituated towards it. So yeah, there was one project which I proposed to Niti Aayog. It kind of got selected for phase 2. So I'm working towards reducing food waste from at least at the restaurant level, and then we're trying to see how it translates to people's habits in at their domestic level, because that is where the most food waste actually happens. So that's one part. Second is in terms of skill development and entrepreneurship. So I have conducted a few sessions along with the district, government ITIs in Latur. And yeah, the other thing I'm currently involved in is a cluster development project for Banjara art. Banjara is a tribe, and there are different pockets across Maharashtra where they are present. But in Latur, there is a development center for Banjara art, and they were interested in this part. So I did some initial research, and yeah, this is where I'm currently involved in. And over to you, Srikar.
Yes. So yeah, regarding so I would like to stress some more thing on this system, whatever the things here to understand the Kargil district. So as I said, this region comes under the Himalayan climate. So here it is not simply about development. We have to think about the sustainable development. So environment is a great concern. Even though in the recent days we have heard about the protests regarding the conservation of the environment, climate, and all those things, because rapid globalization and global warming is creating a lot of impact here. So that is damaging the environment. So in that thing, everyone has to focus for Ladakh, whatever Ladakh means, whether it is for Kargil or whether it is for Leh. Uh, we have a lot of vulnerabilities in Kargil district. One thing is agriculture is not feasible for 6 months. So agriculture is only feasible in the months of summer from April to September. And a lot of things, we have a lot of like a lack of market linkages. People are not that much connected. Ladakh itself got an identity after becoming UT. Before, no one is giving that much privilege, not that much focus or identification to Ladakh. And till now, there is not even one engineering college nor medical college in entire Ladakh. So such a situation here it is. So for education, for higher education, for having some quality education, they has to migrate out of, come out of Ladakh. Whether it is Srinagar, whether it is Delhi, whether it is Jammu or any other premier institute of India, just like NIT or anything, they have to get out of here. So, and we have in 6 months, almost like 6 months cut off of road access with entire India. So rest of the India. So because of the heavy snowfall, Ladakh gets isolated, and even the only way we can enter Ladakh is through by air, by flight. So even the flight fares are getting skyrocketed. And when I talk about the projects here, so one thing I can say I have successfully implemented is the Microsoft Rise. So Microsoft Rural India Skill Empowerment Program. So in partnership with Microsoft and ISEC is an implementing partner. So with the help of them, and the supporting response from the district collector, as I said clearly. So he's really supportive. Of course, sometimes at free times he also jokes at me, like just like a friend, just like a mentor. So because he is also an young person, he got his first posting as a district magistrate in Kargil district. And right now I am also tuned to talk in from the beginning of the day to end of the day in Hindi. So I got my flow of English and all, even my language, because Telugu, my native language is Telugu. So from morning to evening, so what are the thing I got tuned to speak, express my all those things in Hindi itself. Right now, अभी भी बीच में इसलिए मुझे हिंदी आ रहा है, because बहुत दिन हो गया ऐसा कम्युनिकेट करते करते, so ये आदत बन रहे थोड़ा बहुत. So that is the thing. And of course, I have done a lot of. I'm planning in a planning phase that doesn't ended up. Some things are going on, still going on. I'm striving more and more because there is no separate skill development department. There is no priority here, and even at the UT level right now, the Ladakh skill development mission is recently formed a year back. So it is also in budding stage. So maybe it will take to have a proper vision, all those things. There is a lot of requirement for manpower and skill development, all those things. It will take time. So as of now, myself, with the help of support of the district collector, I'm trying to take up some more projects, inviting some stakeholders outside of Ladakh, because NGO's presence is not that much here in Ladakh. Sorry, particularly in Kargil. We'll talk about Kargil because Kargil is a small place. Leh, it is a big place having some focus and attraction because of the tourism also. Kargil is not itself having that much tourism. So there are a lot of interventions that can be done in partnership with the outside areas, like outside stakeholders. So particularly the CSR, and we don't have any kind of big industries here. Maybe we have small scale industries related to handicrafts and all those things. Food processing is an high good potential, particularly the apricot. So apricot is an citric fruit that is having a lot of vitamin C and a lot of medicinal applications, like, and some more applications. So just I want to take one statistics regarding that. So the out of the whole production in India, apricot production, 80% of apricot production is happening in Kargil district. Such So this is a different value ecosystem. This is the ODOP of our district, one product of Kargil district is apricot. So a lot of things can be done in this apricot and further food processing of all those things. So just it is an open thing. So there is a lot of things to do further. Kargil can do a lot of things, but we have to look at the sustainability part also, not simply on development part. So because right now pollution, in terms of pollution, like responsible tourism, you have to think about that also. Right now even the Jojila tunnel project is happening, where the all weather connectivity can be achieved after completion of this tunnel project, maybe likely by 2025 or 26. So where Ladakh gets open to everyone all around the year. So such that a vision should be there, a vision should be framed. So yeah, this is.
Okay, would like to take over? Koushika?
Yeah, Anmol, do you want to take over? You were saying something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so about the projects, so there's one pet project with the district collector that became like really huge success. It was a huge success. We were able to identify a pattern wherein for the past 3 years, we took the records of all the people who've been skill trained, but while we were tracking them, they were not placed. So skill training was just happening. There were a lot of schemes centers happening. But after skill training, most of the skill training providers were not claiming the last 20%, wherein they left to show the placement, get the candidates placed, and get the final placement. So they were just giving training and they were not placing people or placing candidates. So that was a huge task. That was a very, very worrying trend also. So, and what was the purpose of skill training? You train somebody with a particular skill so that they can bring out a livelihood out of it, so that they can work somewhere and generate some income or double their income or start an enterprise or become an entrepreneur. Just giving them skill training and not giving any other support was a huge problem that we identified. So there was this 4-month long project that we had planned, and we wanted to give credit linkage facilities and make them rural entrepreneurs. So that was the target, that was the problem statement, or that is what we were trying to achieve. So the first stage was that we created a call center setup wherein we would receive applications for people who wanted loans or any banking assistance. So there was this 3 dedicated call center that was established. 3 people appointed to handle all these calls. So we would receive applications from people who wanted loans or any banking assistance. So there was this 3 dedicated call center that was established. 3 people appointed to handle all these calls. So we would receive applications from people who wanted loans or any banking assistance. So there was this 3 dedicated call center that was established. 3 people appointed to handle all these calls. So we would receive applications from people who wanted loans or any banking assistance. So there was this 3 dedicated call center that was established. 3 people appointed to handle all these calls. So we would receive applications from people who wanted loans or any banking assistance. So there was this 3 dedicated call center that was established. 3 people appointed to handle all these calls. So we would receive applications from people who wanted loans or any banking assistance. So there was this 3 dedicated call center that was established. 3 people appointed to handle all these calls. So we would receive applications from people who wanted loans or any banking assistance. So there was this 3 dedicated call center that was phone call every day. Is that there are a lot of government department that has got that gives subsidy facilities. For example, District Industry Center has got NEET scheme, PMEGP scheme, UIEGP scheme. The thing is that people are not aware about these schemes. So we created a particular booklet of we compiled all the government schemes that were giving these subsidies. So that was stage 2. So we had regular meetings compiling all these data. So that was stage 2. Stage 3 was bringing the banking people into the system. So there was this SBI, the regional manager was roped in. There was cooperatives, junior JR cooperative was roped in. The lead bank manager was roped in. All the higher officials of the bankers of the banking community were roped in. The district collector used to review their performance. So it was like a chain. We used to receive applications. We then send it to the particular office, for example, DIC or TADCO or any department who gives subsidies. And then the application would go to the banks. And this monitoring happened every Monday. And district collector used to personally review them. So we received close to 2,000 loan applications, and we were able to process or give loans to around 1,300 to 1,400 loans. So the result or the impact that we were able to create is that we could encourage around 600 to 700 new businesses and support another 400 or 500 existing businesses. So that was it was a very wonderful initiative of the district collector, and I was appointed as a single point of contact for the entire project. So it was a huge learning experience. I could learn. I made a lot of mistakes. I learned so much from the higher officials, and in the process I was able to tell people the information, or public were made aware of. We had a lot of press releases. A lot of people were like into the process. Every Monday morning, people used to come for GDP. We were able to interact with them. We were able to understand what their problem really is. So I think this is one project that was really close to my heart. It started somewhere during the district immersion 2, and by the end of 4 months it got over. Like after that, the priority of the district collector went to different project, but that 4 months was pretty hectic, but at the same time it was meaningful because we could touch the lives of like 1,500 to 1,600 people. So this is about the pet project.
Wonderful. Who would you like to pass on to?
Anmol.
Okay.
Hi, Koushika. Firstly, before I start about my projects, I wanted to relate some of the issues like Vedant pointed out about the women issues. What I have faced in my district is it's very difficult for the men to take women seriously. It's very difficult for them to see women in a position of power. So this I have seen. Even if you are in a very big post, I see women officers facing that issue. So I think I have also heard I have fellows who are in districts which are near to UP side. So they have more of those influences where caste is ingrained too much. So there are not only caste issues, but also there are women who are subjugated to such issues that they should do parda, they should not get out. The SHG formation is much of an issue there. So I think women empowerment is something which is a very, very long issue, and I think everyone should take it up. And architect. So, Srinidhi, I got assigned to this project of doing model Anganwadi. So my CEO Zilla Panchayat adopted an Anganwadi in Jaswadi. It's a block just nearby urban Khandwa. So I looked up many things online. I looked up WRI. I looked up what is tactical urbanism. There's this concept where you can make an infrastructure, you paint it such a way, you built it in such a way that the place feels safe, and the infrastructure itself interacts with the children who come there and the pregnant women, of course. So after doing that project, I was able to pull it off. We used some tires, we used some recycled chairs, we used neuromotor skills paintings, like we drew hands and legs in different colors, and there were children on the first day who were interacting with the infrastructure. We made a blackboard which is like an aquatic ecosystem, so that they want to draw and they want to write, they want to pick up that chalk. We make a it's a very common thing people did, but we also picked it up. We made a pustakalaya, we made a library, small library which had workbooks for the children there. So yes, so about the architect part. Regarding the multiple projects, Kaushika, so what happened when I also came in the district, my collector sir is very, very enthusiastic. So was my CO Zilla Panchayat. I had the best combination ever. So I was also drilled into different departments. So my major departments were women child department and horticulture department, agriculture department. So agriculture also has this mini departments. Okay, so they have this KVK, Krishi Vigyan Kendra, and then our parent skill development, of course. So I was involved in different projects with them. With horticulture, I am involved with onion because that is my one district, one product. So what we are trying to do here is get um, food processing machine here. Now that is also a very big issue. It's very capital intensive. So I collaborated with an FPO. I talked about them, their needs. We are trying to organize a training with IIFPT, which is Indian Institute of Food Processing Technology. So they have a training session in Bhatanda. South is too far for them. So we are trying to access whatever we can. So that's about the onion. And also, I have been given charge of looking after Niti Aayog because my district is aspirational. So I look after all the proposals and the monitoring part to the which is non-financial in nature. I do not look after the finance part, but I do look after making proposals and monitoring what has been done under it. So we proposed 3 grading centers for onion under that. So that was one of the initiative we could do for ODOP and another. So there was this proposal which was made. So there's this diet, this is this training institute for teachers. Here, a training was proposed for enhancing the skills of teachers to take up the middle school classes who are taking a middle school. So I was given charge to look after whether the training is going right or not, whether there are some outcomes, what are the problems that are coming out. So something very unexpected came out of the training. So teachers were discussing how they deal with the issues. So there's this major issue of drunkards walking into the school after 5 p.m. and breaking the infrastructure. Now this was the major issue that came up, that how different headmaster was dealing with different village they were posted in. Some would resort to violence, some would resort to community coming forward, forming a chain, and that's how they're doing it. So eventually this was brought forward to collector sir that this is something that everyone is fighting. It's not something they're supposed to fight for, right? They are providing education, you're supposed to provide security. So that is something which is being looked upon after this training was done. Also, I have my own project. I was able to do it because of CO Zilla Panchayat. So we have this soaps and candles. So I could do this project from end to end. Like I conduct with Sankalp Fund. So every aspirational district has some amount of funding given to ITI. Under that, you can do some skill development program. So I conducted training for soaps and candles. A very small amount was taken. A group of 30 women were trained. And after training, I and along with my young professional NRLM, they are posted in Madhya Pradesh. We did refresher training with the Didis. We sat with them. We told them it's okay, invest, buy. We helped them get the buyers for raw materials. We got them everything in place. We standardized the products for them. And then eventually we helped them register on Amazon. So for Amazon, you need GST. We fixed that issue. Then we helped them with the packaging. So, end to end, I could learn a business, how a business is done, because I had the support of collector and they helped tremendously, how to market them and everything. And because of this, I also got to know that there's an Indian Institute of Packaging. There are 4 of them. One of them was in Ahmedabad. I was able to contact them. So they are also giving us some advice as in what should be the packaging. There is a professor from NID who also helped us out because IIM Ahmedabad helped us connect. So these were the good things we could do. So 2 3 projects which are in pipeline is, one of them is lemongrass project. So there's district in Maharashtra, Nandurbar. They got their award for lemongrass plantation and how good it is. In fact, we had a visit of Minister of Rural Development Panchayati Raj in our district. He told the benefit of it and how cost effective it can go considering the terrain of Khandwa. So that is one project that I'm trying to uh, help farmers with, tell them, get them all the knowledge, know how, and if they feel that it is something, we will go ahead with this. So, and the last one, this is very interesting. So, what happened was we have 168 Mam and Sam kids, okay? So my collector sir was like, why is the issue that only these kids are? So we targeted the parents of these children who were in this category, because obviously they are not able to provide the required nutrition. Now we have a plan in place where we are trying to target these parents, skill them, get them good employable opportunities so they are able to provide better nutrition in the long run. Yeah, that's all.
Who would you like to pass on to?
Srinivas is the only one left.
Yeah.
Srinidhi.
So, Srinidhi, I think.
No, both of you are left, right?
Yeah, we're both left.
Okay, great.
Is it okay if I go? Because
Yeah,
I have
please,
like a
please.
lot of panels I can.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah,
so thank you so much. So Anmol, please share photos of the things you did with the Anganwadi. That sounds very interesting. So, but right now I'm trying to push for a center of excellence in a land the district skill office has right now. And you did talk about the drunkard problem. So something very funny I'd like to bring up is so we are supposed to do what do you say? We're trying to do this training for jail inmates in our district. And when I did go, there were a bunch of women who had gotten into jail very recently. And funnily enough, their way of dealing with drunkards was very quite different. So they were in jail because they got fed up of all the men drinking in the villages, that they went to the local liquor store in that village and they basically broke all the liquor bottle and then they picketed it. And, so that got them in jail. Really makes you think about what is right and what is wrong. So anyway, we were talking about gender, right? So the State Skill Mission is trying to do this employability and soft skills training for these final year girl students in our district. And funnily enough, how it plays out is the policy goes is to to train all these women, final year girl students, so that they become financially independent. They're not they don't go back to the normative rules of patriarchy. But what happens on the field is that we have to sort of convince these teachers, right, who have to give out, they have to carve out a space in their time for these girl students to have this training. But at the same time, what happens is you have like a large population of boys who are also like, okay, what do you do with them? Okay, I got complaints saying, Acha, ki, like all these guys are just like loafing around when this is happening. So I'm like, what can you do? So anyway, so what I did was I did design thinking workshop with another friend or so. So to all these other kids, and we use that as an opportunity, to try and bring up different ways of how you can make creative economies, or what do you say, different ecological sort of industries in the district. Because one of the problems over here in the district is that we have a sort of stagnant and almost negative population, unlike Sangareddy's population is increasing, right? And the district needs people. It needs a lot of people for its coffee cultivation as well. So that's something I'm looking to develop further. It's a very lean sort of model, wherein I'm trying to put it out for crowdfunding soon. And something else I've been trying to do is to work with jackfruit a lot. Again, it sort of complements the coffee economy of the district. Usually, it's the jackfruit crop is taken out and it's thrown in the plantation regions because it attracts a lot of elephants from the forests and it destroys all the crop. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the laborers to sort of use the jackfruit they throw away, and sort of link it to the meat market and the vegan meat market in the USA. That's something we're trying to work on. So anyway, and apart from that, I can't keep tourism out because a lot of people do come. The district commissioner recently announced that they'll be banning private vehicles in a certain set of the Baba Budingiri range, which is like a very tourism prominent place in the district. So what we're thinking of is we're trying to create, what do you say, create a sort of naturalist or a nature guide sort of training program. and through the Badra Tiger Reserve or the skill department, and so that which can sort of sensitize drivers as well, and who in turn sort of sensitize these tourists who would otherwise take the place for granted. And yeah, I mean that's about it. And what you the rest of you guys told like really inspired me. And I'm eager to listen to what Srinivas has to say, because someone from not Ganga Reddy, someone from Ranga Reddy had contacted me earlier, and so I'm guessing it's a neighboring district. So I just wanted to know what Srinivas is also up to.
Yeah. So coming to my district, it is one of the ideal scenarios where the Ministry of Skill Development is supposed to focus on, because the aspirations of the youth are transforming like anything because of the land values here are rising like anything. So anyone having like a 2 cent of land feels like he's something else only. So so this is one scenario which it's very hard to deal with. Every time I go to ITIs, I need to take up a just a small talk to encourage students to go for apprenticeship, take apprenticeship, because they have some brighter opportunities. Keeping this aside, there is a huge gig economy in the Hyderabad. So these people travel just 30 kilometers from their hometown, and they just take a sharing room, and they start working as Swiggy delivery boys, or like they start Ola drivers or something. So this is one big issue. We have presented these things during the district skill committees, but again the district administration is not that supportive. As I'm really surprised, as the initiatives that either Vedant or like Anmol or the Srinidhi, what you have discussing, it is like blowing my mind off. I can't even imagine that district administration coming forward and giving me a project to take up these kind of interventions. You will be surprised. In the second DSC meeting, we have suggested to upskill the jail inmates. We have a jail in Sangareddy, where most of them are from marginalized sections. So there are 500 jail inmates. We asked for 90 jail inmates to be skilled, trained within 15 days with the help of National Academy of Construction. That didn't take any shape because they always give the reason of no funding, no funding. So ever since then, I'm just not going much into the financial projects. I'm just trying to bring collaborations where there is no money involved. Like that, I have taken two interventions. One is for uh, all the ITI principals in the district. I have called them for a meeting to understand what is the problem statement that they were to put on forward for not students not getting involved into the apprenticeship. Then on the other hand, I also had industrial stakeholders where they put their point forward to understand why industries are not able to absorb the students. Then I got some mixed reactions. They started saying that age is one of those criteria where they stated as per apprenticeship they can't apprenticeship act. These ITA principles were like you need to take more than 14, they are eligible. The industry person says that less than 18 we won't take, because under the Factories Act, if there are kept in hazardous sections of the industrial manufacturing, anything goes wrong, it is liability on the manufacturer or the employer.
The employer.
Employer. So this is one issue, and for which this workshop was first of its kind. We have tried it. We have trying to formulate a small mini policy where the industries can adapt ITIs, based on which ITIs will promise some XYZ amount of candidates will be sent as apprenticeship, which will be an signed MOU document. This is under the process. This is one project. And coming to the second thing, with the help of Telangana State Innovation Cell, which is an innovation ecosystem partner of Telangana State. So with the help of them, for all the FPOs in this Sangareddy district, we have invited farmers from Sangareddy district to understand various innovations that are in-house designed by the farmer innovators within Telangana state. So we had around 12 such innovations where these were like very, I mean, like they are very raw, but some of the farmers were impressed. They were like, okay, how can we use this instrument, or like how can we use this equipment so that this can reduce our physical labor. right? Or it can cheapen their expenditure on their pocket. So these kind of interventions has happened. So again, jail project is one project which is still under pending. Along with that, now I'm looking forward for some more interventions where I can make use of millets in the district, and some environment friendly projects where we have this leaves called uh, modugaku. So modugu is a tree. It has modugu flowers and this leaves. With this, they make paper plates. So there is a new, initiative. We are just thinking it as this is a spring season. Very soon we are going to have this leaves, budging up. So we'll see how can this project be taken up. So that mainly the self-help group women, mostly in this, marginalized sections, can make best benefit out of this. So it is like mixture of all the skilling and entrepreneurs. Nothing as colorful as what we have seen with your projects, but it was wonderful. Yeah, I'm really surprised to know that you people are given so much opportunity to work in the other fields other than skilling and entrepreneurship. Yeah,
Alright.
Vedant.
So yeah. So we are now at the final stretch, but before that, like, if you guys don't have any questions to each other, that's fine.
Srinivas, I just
Yeah.
want to say that when we meet all the other fellows, maximum cases they don't get the support. We are just few very tiny cases. We are minuscule percentage somehow in a majority here, but believe me.
True. But absolutely
Yeah.
true. But one thing I would like to make a small note here. I have seen that the districts where they are either left-wing affected districts or aspirational districts or backward districts. They are having a kind of DCs who are bit sensitive enough to understand the district economy or like district population. So something similar happened in my state where one of my co-fellows called Rahul, he was able to tap on CSR fund of 1.5 CR to upskill tribal people, 2000 tribal people. That was a wonderful opportunity. And even me myself visited his facility of upskilling, and people there were so happy, and they were like so happy to preserve their craft. They are the
Great.
bamboo craft community. So they were like, sir, we forgot this 5-10 years back we used to do, and now you people have taken initiative to at least teach our next generation so that that skill will be continued. So I felt really happy when I was like meeting these people and understanding how these kind of interventions have helped them. So yeah, wonderful opportunity.
Great. Anyway, so yeah, at the final stretch, what after MGNF? Because from my profile, law background, and plus postgrad in urban environmental law, I'm largely thinking about policy consulting. So I've kind of started tapping into the existing roles and work profiles of Samagra and Satwa, etc. So trying to look into it, then developing sort of my profile accordingly. So that's where I'm at. What about you guys?
I would have a similar answer to Vedant. That's what I'm also going for. No change at all. Yeah.
Koushika?
Yeah, I'm planning to take up UPSC Civil Services exam, and if not, I'm just
Welcome to the
yeah.
refugee camp.
Yes. So if not, probably looking into some jobs in public policy or some think tanks or any of the international organizations, any of the UN agencies who are working on any of the public policy related. And one subject that I'm very much interested is environment, sustainability, climate change. So if I could, I'm planning to take up some courses in this subject. And the base is the environment that we did with UPSC, the same Shankar IAS book. That's the environment that I do. But I wish to delve more deeper into it. So probably if some opportunity comes by, I'll be working on it. This is what I'm planning to do.
Srikar, Srinivas, Srinidhi.
I'm also excited to hear what Srikar is going to do. He was, in ISRO previously, now MGNF, and then what next?
I will take it, but then I will take 2 to 3 minutes. So yeah, Srinivas, I will talk after Srinivas.
So my aspirations are still, I mean, like recently we had a Group 1 service exam in Telangana, and luckily most of us are giving mains of that exam. 3 was qualified, so we have still an attempt left in our hands, and then post that maybe one attempt of UPSC, and then I'm planning for pursuing PhD abroad in public policy and management. And my interest area is political economy. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Yeah, Srinidhi?
I must say you guys are like a very ambitious bunch. Oh
Okay.
my God. I thought like I have what do you say? I'm just to be honest, I'm just like looking at ways where I can like maybe just hang back in whatever district I'm in, and I'm trying to just make sure I sort of pave some sort of way for myself so I can spend more time here.
Oh,
And
that's nice.
That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah, I think that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. Be it policy or be it some sort of NGO. But
Mhm.
yeah, but it's great you. Okay. Anyway, over to you, Srikar.
But there are few more organizations. Like we did not talk about good NGOs like TRIF, who are doing
Hmm.
good work. There's Pratham. Matlab, if people want to go out for, they can look out for those organizations because these are like mission mode. Central Square Foundation. 'Cause I see few of them working in my vicinity and they do good work.
So,
Yes.
Anmol, one
Yeah.
suggestion, I mean, especially people like, either Vedant or all of us, what we can do is that now that we have initiated this, platform, what we'll do is that let us look into, the activities which are taken up by some, either it may be an policy consultant or like it may be like NGO or like not for profit organizations. Let us list down these people so that, most of the
Absolutely.
IIMs are not going to help us directly, like actively, but
Hmm.
they can help us passively.
Right.
So at
Hmm.
least we can have that opportunity. So
Hmm.
let us see how this takes up. So what I will do is that, so Vedant, art is going to
Rotation.
happen regularly this meets.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
surprisingly, for
So
the
what?
first episode, my co-host Vishali is not there. So,
Okay, okay.
okay.
So yeah, like just if possible, take a note of these kind of
Yeah,
discussions,
yeah, yeah.
and if possible, I will also, like if required, I will try to give some kind of documentation. Let us have a leaflet kind of of discussion what we had. Like let us say the discussion that Srinidhi was having. I was surprised, like how jackfruit are directly related to damaging the crops
Yeah.
in this thing, and Koushika was explaining some kind of interventions like especially the trans community course upskilling karna, giving them opportunities and the call center wala concept. So these kind of things, at least these are like 10 to 15 lines, not much more than that. This will be helping the other fellows to understand. अरे ऐसे भी हो रहा है कहीं तो भी,
Hmm.
right? So
True.
Right,
that will
right.
be an idea. And also let us also list down the consultants or the people who are working in nearby districts on in that state. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, sure,
Hmm.
definitely.
Yeah.
That makes
yes.
sense.
So Srikar, you are left over man.
Yes, मैं actually तो मैं जैसे बोला हूँ I had my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. So right now I'm pursuing, I'm thinking to shift in this entirely into the social sector or the development sector. So right now I am pursuing my MA in public administration and correspondence from IGNO. So I think I am going to be completed by the end of this fellowship. I will get the MA degree in public administration. अगर थोड़ा लंबी बात करनी चाहते हैं दिस आई वुड लाइक टू मैं इस मैसेज देना चाहता हूँ सो लाइफ इज ए फन हैव फन एंजॉय एंड चेरिश every moment so love you like to do so this is the thing I feel all the times so because I never thought of being in Ladakh in this position like an fellowship working for and developing the skill development ecosystem here and all those things. So it was really complete. It is full of an opportunity basis. I have got this and driven from very far, so from down south to extreme north. One more thing I would like to quote here. So even my district collector, he makes fun of me every time So whenever he's free, like when I meet him alone, so he makes fun of me, like saying that he pushes me, like saying that you are the district magistrate for skill development here in the district. So because when I meet him for the first time in the initial part of the fellowship, I have interacted with so many regarding about him, how he became an IAS officer, how he cleared UPSC. So he got to understand me about the attraction and tendency I am having towards UPSC. So even though I'm not preparing right now, I'm having the idea, but I'm not taking up the commitment and initiating these things. So he pushes me every time. And even recently, 2 months ago, he has asked me, like, he has taken some counseling. So, okay, Srikar, just tell me, you're doing okay. You're as a part of this fellowship, you're doing some good work, nice work. I am not bothering about it. Something is going on. Okay, let it happen, going on. Don't take more stress, but just think of your life further. So what you have done as of now till now for your next further life. So if you want to what kind of preparation have you started preparation for UPSC or not? So if you want to just live like a simple life, just like in saint, or मतलब हिंदी में बोलता है कि अगर तुम बाबा बन के जीना चाहते हो मैं कुछ नहीं बोलूंगा. I don't want to say anything. I will just leave you. So think about your life further. So he pushes me a lot. So but sustainability is it's a great question. So that has to be looked after. So let us see if I get an opportunity into some other like into the any other generally whatever the fellows. I would like to go in further. I would have to look at the sustainability part also. However, UPSC is another aspect, another thing that I have to look into up. So that is the general thing. So yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. This is the part I will stop recording.
Oh, okay.